One reason I got this one is because it's very small. Instruction booklet, a brush roll and cover cleaner, the handle with instructions on how to assemble. If you watch any of my previous videos, you know I get very irritated with poor instructions on how to assemble and operate machinery. This one was quite simple and quite clear. A small bottle of Hoover Deep Clean and Neutralize Paws and Claws. Tank. Hole. Let's put it together. The owner's manual is actually quite nice. I need a lot of instruction manuals that have a lot of errors. This one is clearly laid out. Parts labeled. How to assemble 4 steps. I'm in heaven. And some before you begin cleaning, pre-treating, getting started information. Very nice diagrams. Maintenance. More maintenance. I've read that some people are opposed to having to have it remove the screws to clean the roller and change the belt. I used to own a cleaning service and we had Panasonic vacuum cleaners and we had to do this to change the belt. So it is quite a little exercise in domineering engineering choices. And of course they recommend that you use Hoover cleaning solutions. This is for professional grade and this is for probably home care. This is a very nice touch, having the how to assemble on here like this. So we should take this handle and put it into this. It has one flat side on each of the parts. It's got a little clasp that's going to drop down in there. This part's rounded, and that should click down in there. It says to put the upper handle pole into the base until it clicks, and it did. Step 3 will be slide the clean water tank securely into place on the back of the unit. This is going to have to come off. It's taped onto the front of the bottle. It's going to have to go on here. And now that part slides in there. Well, actually, I was supposed to put the handle on before then. Until it clicks into place. It's easy enough. To test this out, this is a small spot treater. I'm going to clean this area here that has a lot of dirt and grime. It's really matted down. And just some traffic area in the main living room. You can see how it does, but look, you can see how dirty that is. I decided to test this in the dirtiest area of the home that would show up the most clearly. This is a high traffic area, as you can see. It's super nasty. Check in the text below this video and I'll provide a link on how you can buy the Hoover PowerDash Carpet Cleaner. I'm very satisfied with this product. One reason I got this is because it's very small and I wanted something that wasn't going to take up a lot of closet space and that I would be more likely to get out and use. The downside of that is I'm going to have to empty the dirty tank and refill the clean tank more often. It's very lightweight. Take the tank off. This is the clean water tank. It's supposed to fill to here with water and then add solution to here. You can use warm water. Check in the text below the video and in the comments for a link on how you can buy your very own Hoover PowerDash Carpet Cleaner. Make sure this is tightened. We should be good to go. So that's with those passes, and I sprayed solution on there with one forward and one back, suctioned it out with no solution, and then repeated that. So it looks like it's getting cleaner already. Yuck. And that time I did the solution on 2 forward and backward passes and then no solution back and forth. Can you tell the difference? I think it's gonna take several passes for me to get this thing clean, but it's looking brighter to me. I watched one review that actually suggested a different type of detergent and using twice as much detergent. So I may try that later, but I'm going to stick with this for right now. Look how dirty that is. Let's do some more. Just this little bit, and I'm doing, what, 8 passes? 4 forward and 4 back on each one. And this is how much dirt. Ew, it's so nasty. Look at that. That's embarrassing, isn't it? And I barely have any solution left. So I will have to change this out quite a bit. But it's so easy to use. Let's see how it does on these 2 spots right here. I think those are not just discolorations in the carpet. I think they're actually stains. Maybe they were just discolorations in the carpet. Immediately after those passes, this is how wet the carpet is. So that's not horrible for a shampooer. It's not sopping wet by any means. So here's one issue you can expect. Once that you put the solution in there, it is going to bubble up when you start trying to add the water. So you just have to keep on coming up and know that that's going to happen. To remove the dirty water tank, you're supposed to be able to press this to release it. Pop it out. The instructions warn you not to carry it about this, that it's not a handle. You can carry it there if you like. So this is how much dirt came out from that little bit. That's pretty bad, isn't it? My carpets are really nasty. But it's pretty satisfactory cleaning, I think. I don't really want to pour this down my drain routinely, but I do want to see what it looks like. It has a quick pour spout to open this up to pour it out, and this is as high as you ever want to get it. You want to make sure you empty it before it gets to that height. Yuck. I'll likely be pouring the rest of it outside, but I just wanted to see. Gross. Pop this back in. Make sure you hear it click. Slide this back in like so. Hear that click. Should be good to go. These are clearly labeled. This is the pedal to step on that releases the handle. And this is the pedal to step on to cut the machine on and to cut it off. Very well designed. This is about how much I was able to clean with one tank. And I'm going a solution, 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 water, 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 counting to about 8 seconds on each pass. Don't know if it'll show up on the video, but this is really stained right outside of this bathroom door. It's always bugged me, so I'm going to see if this is what it's going to do on this. What do you think? Can you see a difference? I can already see a difference. That looks so much better. So much better. Ooh, dirty. Just that little bit. Can you see it a little bit better with the door closed? Dirty, clean, dirty, clean. This is what came out of that little area in front of the bathroom. So nasty. And that's not even a high traffic area. It's in the center of the house. This is the area where I started about an hour ago. I'm going to come back and do a second pass on this with the detergent in the tank just to see what the difference is and see what happens. The carpet was pretty matted down in this area. I could feel a little bit of resistance from the bristles trying to fluff it back up, I guess. And this is, like I said, a very high traffic area, so there was still this much the second time, which is quite a bit. I did not empty the clean water tank, but for high traffic areas, this may take several passes. You do need to set it on a towel because, as it says, it will leak after use. So I just set it on the linoleum floor to see if it really does, and it does. So I can see a difference right there at the edge of those two doors. That's where I stopped steam cleaning the hall. A few days ago, I let it dry to see what the difference is going to be. And I can clearly see that is clean. This is not. That needs to be cleaned back there. But you can tell a big difference. So I can tell a big difference. I cleaned this area twice today because it's a high traffic area. I just did a third pass with no water in the clear water tank to see if it would extract any extra water, and it did. I get that much out just running it as a regular vacuum cleaner with no water in the clear water tank. So if you've got the time, just using it as a water extractor might make you feel a little better about getting the carpet drier faster. It's still dirty, isn't it? To clean the little filter, you don't have to take it out. You can just take like a little rag or something, or your finger if you're not opposed to that. And all I've been getting is just like little pieces of fuzz like that. But you can take the whole thing out. Well, it has popped out before. It's not popping out now, is it? Just clean around the area. Easy as it can be. The tank, whoever designed this did a really good job because it just pops in. But do you hear the click? This part will click. Make sure that this is closed, because if it's not fully closed, you're not going to get the suction that you need. Plus the handle up here may catch on it, cause a little bit of problem. When you remove this, you press this, you unclick it. But you need to grab it right here under the black or gray part. Don't hold it by that. Hold it under here. Grab it right there, not right there. And lift it out. You want to make sure that's closed so that you don't spill all that dirty water on the floor you just cleaned. Put it back in. Hear the click. Step on that. It releases the handle. Step on this. Makes it start and stop. Press on this to squirt. Or you can I can just hold it down if I want to do the first pass. Then when I see that that's empty, I'll let off on the handle and just use the suction. Use it like a vacuum cleaner to suck up what I can. And some people have complained about having to take the screws off the bottom, because you see that you do get that kind of debris up in there. So far I haven't had to take it off. Once I've unplugged it, I've just been able to kind of run my finger up in here and get most of that out. I haven't had a big problem. I do advise vacuuming your carpet very well before you do this, because what's going to tangle up in here are strings, hair, and a lot of fuzz. So a vacuum cleaner can take care of that so that you don't have to deal with it with the PowerDash. And it's easy to look down and see how much water's in there. It has a max line, and once it gets up a little bit past that, it's going to start making a very high-pitched noise, and at that time you need to stop because it's reached full suctioning capacity. You need to stop and empty the tank, even if you still have water up in here. How that could happen is if you do an area that it didn't quite get all suctioned out, or just miscalculated it, the water, then there could be that you have more fluid in here than you put on the carpet with one pass. Or if you have a lot of bubbles in here, or if it's picked up stuff up out of the carpet, like a lot of dirt, a lot of debris and things, it could fill up a little bit faster. But I really like this machine. It's very well designed. Very well designed. A few troubleshooting tips. Make sure that this is screwed in tightly before you put it back into the holder. Make sure that when you put the dirty water tank in, that you put it in and it clicks. You need to hear that click. Otherwise, if you're trying to operate it and do not hear that click, that may not be in securely. Also, make sure that you press down firmly on the red button to cut it off and on. You press the gray button so that you can release the handle. Also, make sure that this is fully closed before you put it back in. I made the mistake of having it not quite closed. When you pull the handle back, it can get stuck on there. So make sure that that's completely and totally popped in. It's going to increase your suction on pulling the dirty water up. Great machine. Before storing for a long period of time, I suggest letting everything dry completely. It's hard to get all the water out of this tank, even using the quick pour spout. So I'll let everything completely dry before I put it back together. I have to do it outside, but today is a hot sunny day. Some people complain about having to take the screws out to clean inside of the brush roller, which that would be a pain. I didn't have that much debris left in mine after doing numerous carpet cleanings, and some of this I can actually just reach in there and dig it out with my fingers. I think vacuuming before you do this to get up fuzz and hairs and things like that, it's going to go a long way towards not having to clean that out so much. But you can see there's some of it that I'm not able to get out with my fingers. If you do this, make sure it's unplugged, of course. Make sure you clean the filter out routinely, either with a little piece of cloth or your finger. You can pop it out if you like, but most of the time you can just run a finger there and get anything out that may be collecting in there. You can pull this part right here to release the nozzle. And it comes off. That way you can wipe this part. Removing the nozzle gets you some more access in here, so you can clean a little bit more without having to do taking all the screws out. I just try to avoid screws. They don't get along with me. Just kind of clean that off. Pop it back on. Take these little things here, line them up on that. Click it back in. The remainder of the video, I'll just be showing you the carpet cleaner in action in real time so that you can get an idea about how easy it is to operate. But all the content and information has already been provided for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, it's free to like, subscribe, leave a comment,